News isn't boring, but most news reporters are. Thankfully, DJ Wimberly and friends are not. They don't just bring you the breaking news from around the world, they keep you locked in with their entertaining and informative commentary on the top stories in politics, business, entertainment, sports, and more. You are now tuned in to the DJ Wimberly Podcast.
Hey, this is DJ Wimberly, and you're listening to the DJ Wimberly Podcast. Today is March 23rd, 2020. Wow. It's getting real out here, people. It's not getting better. Not right now. I pray and hope that it happens soon, but I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. This coronavirus is out of control. People are dying. People are getting sick. People are losing their jobs. People don't know how they're going to pay their bills next month. It's just crazy. But I have confidence in the United States and actually the world that we're going to beat this. We beat it before, 1918, the Spanish flu. It was bad then. But we managed to take control and get it under control. It just took some time. Unfortunately, a lot of people lost their lives. A lot of things transpired before they got a control of the situation. So what has everybody been doing? Myself, I've been reading, working on some projects, planning some more episodes, doing some other work around the house, watching some TV, listening to some music. I did some of everything. I had to find myself and make myself entertained for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. God knows how long this is going to last. But you have to make the best of it. Make a couple calls today, talk to some family members, encourage them, talk to some friends, encourage them. Because right now, that's what we need more than anything else. We need people to be encouraging. We need to encourage and uplift each other. We need to be there as much as we can without putting ourselves and risk ourselves. It's a lot. It is a whole lot. I had to find some things to do today. So as I was planning and looking at content for the upcoming podcast, one of the things I did was kind of searching the internet. And I came across a song. And, you know, for me, music is uplifting. Sometimes I could be in the worst of mood. I could be unhappy. Music takes me, and I'm sure it takes many people to another place. So I was just, going through the internet and stuff and came across a song, and it was an upbeat song. But I'm telling you what it did. I'm going to tell you what it did. It uplifted me enough to get up and do me a little exercise. It's a DJ took a catchphrase that Cardi B used recently, and he turned it into a little CornaVirus song. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I was like, man, that's kind of hot. I played it once. I was like, man, no, they didn't make a song about this. Played it again. And then I kind of did some research and come to find out in trying times like this, there has been songs that have been made to deal with a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world, even if it's not something that we want to talk about. So I'm like, okay, I listened to the song and I actually did me a little cardio. I actually came in and played it a couple times. And I was like, man, I like this. Man, the song is kind of hot. Y'all, you know what? I'm going to do y'all a favor. I'm going to let y'all listen to the song, and I'm going to let you guys be the judge. Here we go. Yep. Hey, it's getting real. Yep. Oh, man. Oh, man. That is the jam. It's getting real. I can't even tell you. That was the jam right there. I was like, man, it was getting real. And when I heard, I was like, okay, I can see that actually being something. I can hear that being a little track that you listen to, kind of motivate you. Whew. Hold up, y'all. Whew. As I was listening to the song, I was doing a little extra cardio. I did a little twerking, and I got out of breath, man. Whew. Let me give me a glass of water. That's better. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to working up and, got a little hot and out of breath. And no, I'm not out of breath. I'm not short of breath because of coronavirus. I'm out of breath because I need to be in this gym. I need to lose a few pounds. But that song can probably get me in, and I can rock that for a little bit. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes we have to try to take a negative and make it a positive to the best of our abilities. So that song kind of did. It kind of got me uplifted, and it is what it is. It is what it is. So when I'm not listening to music, I'm also watching TV. So one of the things that I did over the last couple of days is I kind of binge watched some movies and some shows, and I love old shows. A lot of the shows today are good too, but some of the old stuff, I went back, kind of took it back to my early 20s and watched some of the stuff that me and some of my friends just sit around and watch all night and all day. And you know what? I want you guys to think of what show it was. It was a show. I want you guys to guess. You know what? I'm not gonna even tell you. I'm gonna play the theme song, and I want you to tell me if you remember what this theme song was for.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew.
You can see it. I don't know the words of the song, but I thank you for being a friend. Hey, the Golden Girls was the show. That was my show. One of the people that I dated, they loved that show. And I watched it and I got into it, and we would watch it every night. That was just our thing to do, watching some Golden Girls. And trust me, the Golden Girls is coming in handy right now. I love me some Betty Wright. Betty Wright is the only one that's still living of the original cast. But that's a classic. That's where it seems like things were just how they handled things and the way the world was. That show kind of symbolized a lot, positivity. And that's what we really need, because right now there's so much negativity in this world, and there's some negativity that we don't have any control over, but then there's some that we have control over in the sense of it's human made negativity. Like, okay, the coronavirus, it happened. Only thing we can do is get it under control. But we have a president of the United States who is negative to the third power. You would think with everything that's going on in the world today, he would have some empathy. Now, today he did something that just really just made me so mad. And they've been talking about it all over the internet. He was doing a news conference. They were telling him about who was quarantined. And when they mentioned Mitt Romney to him that he was quarantined, you should have heard the reaction that the president of the United States gave. I'm going to let you guys hear it for yourself.
Now, 4 senators are in isolation, and the rules say that in order to vote, they have to be there. Romney, Senator Lee, Senator Gardner, and Senator Rick Scott. Also, 2 of them were in contact with
Rick is coming out.
with the critical stimulus package vote expected.
Romney's in isolation?
Yes.
Gee, that's too bad. Go ahead.
Detect sarcasm there,
No,
sir?
none whatsoever.
You should have saw the press conference. You should have saw the look on a reporter's face. And that's why the reporter asks, are you being sarcastic right now? Just because you don't like him for not voting for you on the things that you wanted him to vote for, and he voted for evidence for the impeachment, now you want to be, oh, that's too bad. That's hateful. Let me tell you something. People should have empathy, and especially the president of the United States. I don't care if it's an enemy or whatever the case may be. Although I cannot stand Donald Trump, but I wish no harm on him. I just want him to get out of office. Now, I would tell you that, but I never wish harm on anyone. And for the way he said it, whether it was sarcastic or not, it was not good. It was not good for the commander-in-chief to act that way. That does not make any sense whatsoever. But that's what he normally does. He demeans people. If he doesn't like you, I wish there was a day that I can meet him or he can know about me and I can say the thing when he says something to me out of the way, I'm going to pipe back. I'm going to give him what he gives everybody else. So a lot of the time people don't, they just kind of walk away from it and they's like, okay, well, you know, they'll say it in private. But you know what? That needs to be somebody that goes back and forth with him. When he start calling names, call him some names, because trust me, there's a lot of stuff we can say about him. But the fact that you don't have any empathy, you only empathize on people who are loyal to you. Like I said, I do not like Donald Trump, but I do not wish any ill on him. Because as a human life, every life is valuable. And for him just to say that, it just made my spirit just hurt. He just made my spirit hurt. It just was like, wow, is this really what you're doing, Mr. President? And the other thing that happened today, these lawmakers are trying to pass the stimulus package number 3. The Democrats said no. Because in this package, if you really look at the context of that package, it's supporting the big companies. And then the Republicans say, well, we got to make sure that the companies are in place or they are be able to sustain. So when the people, and when this virus is over with, people can come back to work. We need to keep the companies from folding. No. Let me give you guys some advice, Mitch McConnell. Because, man, oh, my God. I mean, man, he is just like the worst. I mean, if I had to rank the America's most worst people, it would be Donald Trump, Mitch McConnell. Because what they do and how they operate is just crazy. They act like they dictators. I'm glad the Democrats said, no, we're not going to vote for that. We're going to vote that down. Because take care of the American people first, the workers. Okay, you might have to do a stimulus package to help the companies out. But for right now, let's take care of the people that are suffering. These companies got plenty of money in the bank, and I'm sure that they got insurance from these type of situations that they're going to be all right. You keep talking about bailing out somebody. You try to bail out the corporations. Wait a minute. Why they need to be bailed out right now like the airlines? Okay, yeah, the airlines, we love the airlines. We fly. I love to fly too. But guess what? The airlines are cutting right now. So why they need to be saved right now? They got plenty of money until all of this other stuff gets passed. The money needs to go to the American people. The people that are having to take care of their kids, their families. That's where the money should go. Then they want to give the Secretary of the Treasury a $550,000 blank check, and he can just write it out without no oversight or wherever he wants to give the money to, he can give it to him. See, that's a setup. That is a setup. That's the reason why I can't stand the Republican Party, because they are for big government. I mean, they're not for big government. I'm sorry. They're for the corporations, the little people. The tax cut that they just recently gave, that helped the corporations more than it helped the normal everyday person. And I'm sorry, I get passionate about it because it's the truth. You know, there's been times that I thought about maybe getting into politics myself. I mean, unfortunately, I made some mistakes back in my day and I felt that those were hurting me. But if I can get the courage, I would run for office because God knows this stuff that we got in there now is a mess. That's why it's so important for 2020 that I pray that this stuff gets under control. I pray that they get the coronavirus under control. People are able to go back to work. We can get on with this presidential election so we can get Donald Trump out of office. He needs to go. He needs to go. He degrades people. He talks to them in any kind of way. And then you have these people that support him like, oh, you shouldn't talk about the president like that. Oh, no. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. He can talk to people like that, so why can we not talk about him? Because he talks about everybody under the sun, especially the people that don't support him. I wish the president good. It's not even about the fact that Donald Trump is a Republican. Because let me tell you something. At this point, I would support whoever leads this country to out of this crisis that we in. I don't care if they're Democrat. I don't care if they're Republican. I don't care if they're independent. I don't give a damn. But Donald Trump just adds injury to a wound. It's just like, and I maybe didn't even say that right. I apologize. He just adds just negativity to everything. He sit there and he talk to people with condescending attitude. He is so disrespectful. He is so rude. He is everything that a president shouldn't be. So if they ever write a book and they say this is what is expected of a president and this is what a president shouldn't do, they should put Donald Trump's picture on the top of that title or what you shouldn't do, because he does everything wrong. And people just think it's cool. If people think it's cool, and you got these supporters out here, you got the Republicans that don't see wrong in what he's doing. The Republicans, they're more concerned about making him happy than making America happy. That's why it's very important that not only did we vote Donald Trump out of office, we need to make sure enough Democrats or independents get in office so they can take back the Senate so all of this nonsense can stop. I'm glad that the Democrats walked away from that bill today. I'm glad. I'm happy. Because that's not how it's supposed to be. And this podcast wasn't even supposed to be about Donald Trump at any point. But again, it's just so hard with everything that's around us these days, he has something to do with it. He's telling the states that they need to get all the medical supplies and stuff like that. He declared a provision that he has the right now that can force these companies to speed up the production of the crucial things that can help us with this coronavirus. And he still hasn't done it. And the reason why, again, because they're more concerned about the bigger corporations versus the little people. People are dying. I can't even imagine to tell you how many people possibly have died just of the taping of this podcast. How many people have died since I've been talking on this episode of the podcast? It has to be 20 or 30 or 40 people. And one is too many. One is too many. We have to take back this country. We have to get some responsible adults in the White House who are going to have empathy, who's not going to have this carefree, I'm mad at the world, I only support the people that support me attitude. It has to change. But we'll talk about that again in one of another episodes. I'm going to end this particular fast episode and talk about one thing. Hope. That's the only thing we really have right now. We have to hope. We have to dream. We have to pray. We have to hope that things are going to get better soon. And I really, in my heart, know they will get better soon. America and actually just the world, people are showing gratitude toward each other. People are humbling themselves. Just because the president has not humbled himself, we can't control that man. But we can control the actions in which we take. We have to get through this. And I pray very soon that we are able to get leadership in the White House that can help us if this ever happens again. Encourage each other. Care for one another. Hug one another. Actually, I'm sorry. Give people IOUs for hugs because you can't hug people right now. Social distance, remember that. But be positive. That's all we can be at this point. So I just wanted to come and talk to you guys for a second. But I'll be back tomorrow with another podcast. But remember this. Peace, love, happiness. And I'm DJ Wimberly. And I'm signing out.
Thank you for tuning in to the DJ Wimberly Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and come back to check out our next episode.